Very good morning, students. Today we will be covering chapter 17, that is questions. It is a grammar topic, children, and we will be studying it in two parts in both our slots of English. Okay, so let's start the explanation. Often we ask questions because we wish or want to know something from somebody. Depending on what we want to know or the kind of answer we expect, questions can be of three main kinds. We shall now discuss them briefly. You shall be told more about them in higher classes. So over here we have been told, children, that why do we ask questions? We ask questions because we want to get some answer. And the kind of question we ask, we expect an answer from somebody. Whoever we are asking question, we expect an answer from that person. Okay, so they are trying to say when we wish to know something or when we wish to ask something to someone, we ask a question. Okay, now the kind of question we ask, that divides the questions into three types. There are three types of questions which we will be studying today. Okay, and you will be studying about them in detail in higher classes. Okay. The first type, just remember that a sentence which asks a question is also known as interrogative sentence. Okay, so like we've studied types of sentences in the chapter, sentences, phrases, clauses. You remember, children? So if a sentence is having a question, that means it is an interrogative question, interrogative sentence. Okay, children? So let's study the first type of question, that is yes, no questions. Okay, questions to which yes or no is expected as an answer are known as yes or no questions. So till now we have seen, children, that when we are talking in our English language, sometimes we ask somebody something. We ask them, we want to know something or we want to ask something. In that case, we frame a question. So the first type of question is yes or no question. Now, yes or no question, children, will give you a yes or no answer. Okay, when you want, the expected answer will either be a yes or be a no. Let's study a few sentences. These are the statements. He has learned to play the violin. Okay, now if I want to frame a question, has he learned to play the violin? So the answer will be yes, he has learned to play the violin, or it will be no. Right, children? So it is a yes or no answer. There's nothing beyond that. So this is a simple yes or no type of question. Sam was a good friend of yours. Now suppose it has to be framed into a yes or no question. Was Sam a good friend of yours? Next one. Lend me your pen. Will you lend me your pen? Yes, I will lend you my pen. No, I will not lend you my pen. So there can be only two answers, right, children? So these are yes or no questions. Okay, very simple. A yes or no question will have yes or no as their answer. Okay, children. Next one. If you compare the statements with the questions, you will note that in each question, the verb or a part of it comes before the subject. Sometimes an appropriate form of the verb do is used as helping verbs in such questions. Okay, so children, over here they are trying to tell us that, in these examples, whenever we are forming questions out of statements, then the verb will go before the subject. Now let's see where's the subject. Okay, he is the subject, Sam is the subject, and the verb is has over here, was over here. So was will go before Sam, has will go before he. So has he learned to play? Was Sam a good friend? Understood, children? So when you have to change a statement into a yes or no question, take the verb in front of the subject. That will be helping you all. Okay? Next is, these are some of the statements, children. You like classical music. So children, they are asking us, try using the helping verb do. Okay? Do you like classical music? Sometimes children, we have shifted the verb in front of the subject. How we frame yes no questions? By taking the verb in front of the subject. Over here we took it. We took the verb was over here, has over here, will over here. Right? Now sometimes you can frame a yes no question by using do. Okay? Do you like classical music? The next one, the train arrived on time. Did the train arrive on time? He goes for a walk every day. Does he go for a walk every day? Understood, children? So we have sometimes shifted the verb in front of the subject. Sometimes we are using the helping verb do. Okay? Next. Suitable forms of verb be and have may also be used sometimes. So children, the verb be and have can also be used to form a yes-no question. You can also use different forms, the past tense, the different tenses of be and have. Okay? John is present today. Is John present today? Okay? Raman has a ticket. Has Raman a ticket? You were absent yesterday. Were you absent yesterday? So these questions have been formed by using the various forms of be and have. Okay children, so that means we can use helping verbs. We can use the main verb. You can just carry the verb in front of the subject. In that way you can form a yes or no question, which is the first type of question. Okay? Question can also be framed thus. Does Raman have a ticket? So over here they are saying the example of the second one. Has Raman a ticket? You can use some other word also, the do form. Does Raman have a ticket? We studied about the do form over here. Replacing do over here so that we can form a yes-no question. Okay? Next one. Suitable forms of the verb be and have may also be used sometimes. Okay, we've done this. We've already covered this. Were you absent yesterday? Now, question can also, this is also covered. Yes or no question can be asked for permission. Now, children, we have started that the first type of question is yes or no question. Okay, we studied what are yes or no questions. Yes or no questions are which give the expected answer of yes or no. Okay, how are they framed? They are framed by sometimes taking the verb in front of the subject. Okay, sometimes you can use the various forms of do, be, have, and now they are telling us that the yes no questions are used sometimes for seeking permission. Let's see the examples. Can I sit down? It's a permission. Can Geeta come in? May we go home now? It is always considered more polite to say may I rather than can I. Okay, can is also a helping verb and may is also a helping verb, but then may is more polite. So sometimes we expect people to use may instead of can because that's more polite. Okay children, so these are some of the questions formed with the yes no questions formed in order to seek permission. The answer to such questions are usually not just a simple yes or no. The answers may contain some words in addition to yes or no. So all the questions that we've studied children till now, you cannot just say yes or no. You have to attach some words along with it. How? Yes you can, no you cannot. Yes Geeta can come in, no Geeta cannot. Yes you may, no you may not. Look at the following examples carefully. Now see children, you've understood this part. Over here they are saying you just can't say yes or no. You can add some words along in order to complete your answer. Now these examples we'll study. Must I eat some vegetables? Answer is yes you must. Do I have to do my homework? Yes you have to. Now children, in these two examples you see something very important has been specified. Eating vegetables, very important. Doing your homework, very important. So these questions have been framed, but the expected answer has to be yes. The listener will say, yes, you must eat your vegetables. Yes, you must complete your homework. So we need to understand that the questions have been asked, but the person asking the question already knows that he has to do that task. Okay? When you ask such questions, you usually expect the answer to be yes. Because you are asking a questions about something that you know you have to do. Okay, children. So sometimes the yes no questions are just a formality. Otherwise, they are just being asked, though the answer has to be yes. Sometimes you may ask a question to know what some person would like to do. So one reason is we are asking question, we already know the answer that we have to complete the homework, we have to eat the vegetables, but we are still asking. The another reason we ask questions is when we want to ask something from somebody. Okay, shall I make you some tea? Would you like me to make some tea for you? Shall we go to the park and play? Would you like us to go to the park and play? So these questions are fetching answers from another person so that we know what that person wants, whether they want to drink tea, whether they want to join us for playing in the park. So this is also a yes no question because we've already quoted if they want this, if they want tea, or if they want to play in the park. We've already quoted them the option and they just have to say yes or no. Okay, so some questions may be framed in a negative manner, that is contain the adverb of negation not. So sometimes the statement, the question can be a negative question containing the adverb not. Can't you write more neatly? Now this is a very, the tone of the sentence is such, children, that the speaker is trying to convey, I thought you can write more neatly, but obviously you cannot. So the speaker is a little bit angry and the tone of the sentence is negative. That he knows that it could have been done better, but now they want to pass a remark. So they say, can't you write more neatly? So it is in a way of a negative remark has been passed. Hasn't the bus come yet? So usually the bus comes on time, but today it has not come. So it is a negative remark over here. I had expected the bus to have come by this time, but it has not. So it is not the actual meaning, but it is actually, conveying negative emotions. Okay, children? So this is what yes-no questions are utilized for. We know the meaning of yes-no questions. They give us yes-no answers. How we can frame yes-no questions? By moving the verb in front of the subject or using the forms of do, some forms of be, have, and there are various reasons. We can seek permission, we can ask something from someone, we can just randomly try to ask a question when though we know the expected answer has to be yes. So all these points, and sometimes negative emotions are also conveyed. Okay. Now the second type of question is, children, tag questions. Very often we add a shortened form of a yes-no question or a tag question to a statement to turn it into a question. Okay, so now in the previous type of question we had a statement, children, and we changed it, transformed it into a yes-no question. Now with the case of tag question, we keep the statement and add a small tag to it. What is a tag, children? An attachment and small attached question, a shortened question, and this question will be attached to the statement and the entire statement along with the tag will become a question. Okay, so these are called question tags. He has already gone home, hasn't he? So you are asking, he has already gone home, hasn't he? Like, tell me, confirm whether he has gone. So yes, he has gone home or he has not gone home. So this part is the question tag, hasn't he? He has been lying all the time. This part is the statement. We are adding one question tag, hasn't he? So yes, he has been lying all the time. No, he has not been lying all the time. Okay? You are a friend of Rajiv. This was a statement. We added a question tag. Aren't you? So the answer will be, yes, I am a friend of Rajiv. No, I am not a friend of Rajiv. I warned you, didn't I? So these are question tags which make, the second type of questions, that is the tag questions. The meaning of the word tag as used here is something that is added to something else. Note that if the verb used in the statement part of the question consists of a helping verb, the same helping verb is repeated in the tag. Okay, let's check. The first one is he has already gone home. Which is the helping verb? Has. So this has will be used in the question tag. Hasn't he? He has been lying all the time. So the helping verb is has. Hasn't he? Okay. You are a friend of Rajiv. Are. Aren't you? Understood, children? So, if the verb used in the statement part of the question consists of a helping verb, the same helping verb will be repeated in the tag. Understood the first point? Next, if there are more than one helping verbs in the statement, as in the case of B, only the first helping verb is repeated. Sometimes we have more helping verbs. Has been, two helping verbs, but we'll pick up the first one to make a question tag. Understood, children? Pick up the first helping verb. If the verb in the statement part is positive, the verb in the tag is usually negative. So they are saying there are two parts of this question. The statement part and the question part. Okay. So if the statement part is positive, then the question part will be negative. How? He has already gone home. Hasn't he? Has not he? The full form of this is, it has been contracted, right? Has not he? He has been lying all the time. Hasn't he? Again negative. Okay. You are a friend of Rajiv. Aren't you? Okay, we could have said are you, right? But that's not the right way to say. You have to make it negative if the statement is positive. Over here, I warned you, didn't I? So didn't I is negative over here. Why? Because the statement is positive. This is a very important rule. When the statement is positive, question tag negative. When the statement negative, question tag positive. Okay, let's check the example of statements being negative. In A, B, C, D, the verbs in the statements are positive. So in the tags, the verbs have been used with the adverb of negation, not, contracted to N apostrophe T. On the other hand, if the statement is negative, the verb in the tag is usually positive. He hasn't gone home. Has he? Understood, children? Very simple. Here the statement is he has not gone home. Has he? So this question tag has become positive. You aren't a friend of Rajiv, are you? I didn't forget you, did I? So over here they are saying if your statement is having a positive verb, then in your question tag you will be having a negative form of verb. And if your statement is having a negative verb, then you will be having a positive form of verb in your question tag. Understood? This is the way you will be making question tag for your statements. Okay, so this is the second type of question. There are some exceptions, children, to this ruling. There are some exceptions to this general rule. To some statements, like one that makes a suggestion, we add a tag containing a positive verb even when the verb in the statement is positive. Now here they are telling us if there is a suggestion, if the sentence, the statement holds a suggestion, then both the statement and the question tag will be positive. Let us go for a walk. This is a suggestion that let's go for a walk. Shall we? Let us have the tea now. Shall we? So both are positive, but this is a very rare exceptional case in case of suggestions. Otherwise this ruling is followed for the question tags. Okay. Now the third type of questions, WH questions. One of the main ways of asking a question is by using a WH word, that is a word beginning with WH. Such a question is thus known as a WH question. So here they are telling us that when we want to know something from someone, when we want to ask something to someone, we will ask a question with a word consisting of WH. These are known as WH words and they make WH questions. Okay, these are our third types of questions. WH words include why, who, whose, whom, where, when, what, which and how. How is just one exceptional case which is not exactly WH but it fits into the role of WH questions. How is included in the list of WH words as an exception. Who has painted this picture? Now you will get some answer, whoever has painted. Whom did she speak to over the phone? Whose cell phone is this? Which is the longest river in the world? So all these WH questions seek some answers. You want to know something, you want to ask something to someone, and that requirement will be fulfilled because of the WH questions. When is the train expected to arrive? Where did the accident take place? Why were they shouting so loudly last night? How could he refuse to help you? What have you done to make him so angry? All these are WH questions because they have the WH word. What, how, why, where, when, which, whose, who, whom, who. Understood, children? It's very simple to identify WH questions. Sometimes whoever, whatever, wherever is used instead of who, what or where for the sake of emphasis. Sometimes, children, we use, we add and make these words as whoever, whatever, wherever. These are words, extended form of WH questions. Who, extended form of WH questions what and where. Okay, so they serve the same purpose, but on a they are more they lay more emphasis. They are more they are putting more force on the question. Okay, like whoever had seen such a terrible scene before. Whatever is the matter that mother is so upset? Wherever did he hear that ridiculous story? So they are laying great emphasis. They are trying to say who can see such a terrible scene of an accident. Well, you know what, it could have been a really great matter that mother is so upset. So whatever is the matter, okay, wherever did he hear that ridiculous story? So that story is not very good, it's ridiculous, it is very not of great importance, funny, and so such a story is not at all important. So whatever story you've heard, so like that, children, you lay emphasis by using the extended forms of WH questions. The answer to a WH question provides the information that the WH word wants. So the WH question do not give us yes, no answer. They give us the information that we are asking. Who and whom are used in questions about a person's identity. So now we are going to categorize the WH question and see what information are they looking for. So who and whom are used about a person's identity. Who stole the money? Whom did the dog bite? Who did you speak to? To whom did you give the book? So you are talking about someone, some person, and his identity is required. That person's name is required. Okay? So that is who and whom. Note how the preposition to has been used in O and P, with who the preposition is placed at the end of the question and with whom it is usually placed before whom. Now they are saying to see the preposition position in these WH questions. In these WH questions, to is placed at last when we have the WH question who. But when we have whom as the WH question, then the preposition goes right before the WH word. Understood? To whom. To was placed at last with the WH word who. But then it has gone right in front with whom. Whose is used when one wants to know to whom something belongs or with whom it is associated. So, whose is used to show an association, belonging of something or someone to something. Okay, so whose book is that? So you want to associate this book with some person. So that relation, that association is shown with whose. Okay, the identity is shown with who and whom. The association, the relation is shown with whose. Which is used when someone is asked about a particular thing or person out of many. So which is used when there are a lot of options and you have to choose one. Okay, which is the most interesting book you have ever read? Which of the films did you like most? So you have to choose out of the many options. So then it is which. When is used in questions regarding time. So that is very clear. When is used with regard to time. When will you go to school? When did mother come back from her office? When will Gautam go to Delhi? So it is specifying some time. Okay, so when is used. Where is used in questions regarding direction, place or position. Where can I find a shop that sells sweets? Where was Shakespeare born? Where on a map of India will you find the Himalayas? So this where question will give us the direction, location, place. Okay. Next, why is used in questions regarding the reason for something. So you want an explanation, you want a reason. Why are you in such a hurry to go home? Okay. Next, what can be used to ask for many kinds of informations. So many kinds of information can be drawn with the help of WH question. What? What do you think of the new novel written by him? So you are asking an opinion. The information seeked is of opinion. What caused the accident? So you are asking the information of reason. What could be the reason? You are asking some information with the help of what? What are you looking for? So here you are asking for a purpose. What are you looking for? What is your job over here? Okay. What does the word culture mean? So again you are asking the meaning of a word. So you are asking an information. What happened at the meeting? You are asking the details of an event. So you are asking the information. So all kinds of informations can be sought with the help of what? How also can be used to ask for many kinds of information. Just like what, how is also used to ask for information. How do you open this box? So you are asking them the way it can be done. How do you feel now after taking the medicine? So you are basically inquiring about their feeling, about their health. So you are asking information. How did she look in the new dress? So you are asking about a person's appearance. So you are again asking information. How can be used with other words to begin a question? How many, how much, how long, how far, how old, how big, how small, and so on. So our questions can be framed with additional words with how. Okay children, so these are the WH question words. Okay, so now we've covered yes no questions, we have covered question tags, and we have covered WH questions. Note, when who or what is used as a subject in the question, the word order is the same as in a statement. That is, the subject comes before the verb. Okay, so now they are saying when you are using WH question word who or what, then it has been used as a subject. The word order is the same as in the case of statement. That is, the subject comes before the verb. So over here they are saying who over here is the subject. So it has to be placed in the place of subject even though it is a question. Okay. So over here they are saying who has stolen my book. Okay. So the verb is has stolen. Okay. Object is my book. So who is the subject over here? So who will be right in front of the verb. Okay. Next one comes before the verb. Statement. Someone has stolen my book. So this was the statement, but then who, when we are forming a question of WH question, the word who will come right in front of the verb. Okay children? Next. What happens if he leaves now? Again children, the statement over here is something will happen if he leaves now. If we want to ask a WH question, what will happen if he leaves now? We will place the subject what right in front of the verb happens. Okay? These are just points to remember for forming WH questions. With more practice, you will be able to form questions on your own. Next. Okay, so in this example children, they are trying to tell us what will you do now. So over here children, we have a subject, we have a verb and we have an object. So which is the subject children? The doer of the sentence is the subject. So you, what will you do? So you is going to do something. So you is the subject, right? And will is the helping verb, do is the main verb, and what is the object. So they are trying to tell us if what, that is the WH word, is used as a subject, it is used in the place of a subject, Then you will be keeping the helping verb in front of the subject. Okay, so what has come right in front, right children? So you will take the helping verb will and place it before the subject. In the previous examples children, over here the subject was who has stolen my book. So who's doing the action over here? Who's the doer of the sentence? Who. Okay children. So over here the WH word was the subject, right? Over here what happens if he leaves now? So the WH questions are the subject over here. But over here the another example is who did you talk to in the morning? So you is talking, right? So you is the subject, who is the object, and did is the helping verb and talking is the main verb. So in this case they are trying to tell us that a part of the verb comes before the subject. The helping verb will always come before the subject if the WH word is the object. Okay children? Formally, when a preposition was required to be used with a question word, the preposition was placed before the question word. So now they are telling us the preposition, position of the preposition in this question. Okay, here they were telling us about the position of the object and the subjects. Here they are telling us the position of the preposition. First we were seeing the preposition is always coming before the question words, the WH words. To whom did you speak this morning? On what proof will you rely to prove your innocence? So which are the prepositions children? To is the preposition. It is before the WH word whom. On is the preposition. It is before the WH word what. But nowadays children, now the common practice is to place the preposition wherever it is sounding grammatically correct or wherever it is sounding natural. For example, where are you taking me to? So to is the preposition. It is right behind the sentence. It is sounding natural. It is correct. What proof will you rely on to prove your innocence? So on is the preposition. It is sounding perfect over here. So we are placing it there. Where has all this money come from? From is the preposition. Though it is right behind the sentence, it is grammatically correct. We will place it over there. Now there is a fourth type of questions children called alternative questions. Now alternative questions children are questions which will give you alternatives and you have to choose one as your answer. There are questions in which two or more alternatives are mentioned and one of them is expected to be the answer. So you will be given options in the question itself and you have to have one option as your answer. Would you like to walk home or take a bus? Answer would be, I would like to walk home or else I shall take a bus. So your two options which can be your answers are in the question itself. Do you go to school by bus or car? So your answer will be, I go to school by bus or else it will be, I go to school by car. So such type of questions which have options, two or more alternatives, they are alternative questions. Would you like to have tea or coffee? Two alternatives. Which season do you like better? Summer or winter? Alternatives. Is the road narrow or wide? Alternatives. Are you going to school today or not? So these are the alternatives. Did Brazil or Argentina win the World Cup? So answer would be Brazil won the World Cup or Argentina won the World Cup. So these are alternative type of questions. We have studied what is the importance of questions. We seek answers, information, we want to know something. There are four types of it which we have covered today. Yes or no question, we have covered question tag, we have covered WH questions and alternative questions. Okay children, so we have exercises attached to these this chapter and you will be doing it in your notebook. I hope you all will be completing your homework and I hope you all enjoyed the lesson. Thank you so much children. Have a nice day.